Hello everybody and welcome to EBINOTTI Beauty. I'm so excited to show you guys this look. I love the way it turned out. So we're going to start off with a nice fresh face today, all moisturized. And stepping into primer, we're going to use what is quickly becoming a cult classic for me, the Wet n Wild primer. I love how thin this formula is. It goes on so beautifully and gives you a nice sticky but solid base to put your foundation on. So I really feel like this protects my skin. And I used it pretty much all summer and even in the ends of winter. For foundation today, since this is pretty much an Essence and Wet n Wild look, the Essence foundations, this is my first time trying it, these products, so I've never tried their foundations and stuff before, and I was really happy with this foundation. It's full coverage though, so if you're looking for something lighter, I did find when trying it a second time it was easy to balance out with that, but it is kind of heavier, a bit sticky, so I went pretty heavy with it, mixing two colors here just to see kind of how it was going to turn out. It's a little bit lighter than I would hope to be going, but with the look we're doing today, this is actually going to work in our favor because we want kind of a porcelain skin look, and this is really going to do it. So even though it's a little bit lighter right now, the texture is phenomenal. So Wet n Wild cream contour sticks, if you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you know this is one of my favorite cream products. I pretty much don't stray from this product. So we are going to literally paint the face with this one. We need to bring back some warmth, so we're really going to go with the chisel, and again, it's going to play into this look so beautifully because we're going to go really heavy with our blush and just give like a very youthful and playful kind of look. So this is going to be a lot of fun doing the skin. Buckle in because this is the full beat process. So using a BH Cosmetics brush, I get most of my brush sets from BH Cosmetics. If you guys don't know them, they're kind of like the Canadian version of Morphe. Even though they are an American company, they ship to Canada and there's no duties and stuff like that. So they're just my Canadian Morphe, that's what I call them. I've tried their eyeshadows and everything. They're actually a pretty cool brand. If you guys want, just let me know and I'll show you more stuff by them. So really taking the time. As you can see, there's a lot of product on the face here, so we really need a good brush. I always use this brush. It's just a really small fluffy brush for contouring out the face and blending in all of our bronzer. We're going to use this cream contour as a contour as well as a bronzer to bring all that warmth back, which is why across the nose and across the eyes, this looks so beautiful. It just brings more attention to the center of the face and really kind of warms everything up. The real key here is just, as you can see, I'm watching TV, you know, the key is just to take your time with it, really feel the kind of angles and planes of your face as you're doing this, and think of where the sun would naturally hit your face. I always like to connect around the ears like this. I think that just makes a huge difference. Really make sure you blend in your jawline contour in all the natural places that you have hollows, because it's weird if like the jawline isn't properly blended out. That does not look cute no matter which way you do it. For concealer today, so I actually do have the Essence concealers. I couldn't find mine for some reason, but the Camouflage concealers by Essence are amazing. Highly recommend them. Another concealer that's affordable that I've been loving right now is this one from SHEIN. So SHEGLAM is a brand that you can get on SHEIN. And I'm just using my beauty blender to press that all in. But yeah, I'd highly recommend checking out SHEGLAM if you haven't as a brand. These concealers are awesome. Again, the Essence concealers, if you are trying to do a full face of Essence, you're not going to find any baking powders or anything like that from them, but they do have some interesting powders, like their blushes and bronzers, which I'm going to show you today in one of their contour palettes. Actually pretty impressive. But in terms of concealer, the Camouflage is awesome. I use mine all up though, and then I know I have one somewhere, I just can't find it. So using that concealer to chisel out underneath the contour on the cheekbones, that really helps to make it pop and to clean it up. So definitely a good trick to know. Pause for a coffee break. Need our coffee. I think this whole look in total took me like almost 2 hours to do. It's been a while since I sat down and recorded a look too though, so maybe that's why. Like I said, don't have any of the powders from Essence, so I am using this one from SHEGLAM. It goes really great with their concealers. I've also used it with just about every concealer that I own right now, which is quite a range. And it's a great powder. So just, you know, even if you're not using other SHEGLAM products, this is a great setting powder. It's really, really fine. And I think like their concealers, it has like a subtle luminosity to it. I got the color light pink, so maybe that's why, but it's pretty much goes on translucent. It doesn't go on pink undertones or anything like that. As you can see, I got quite the tan right now. But it's got a really beautiful luminosity that with my dark circles and stuff, I just find really, really flattering, even if you're not into highlighting, which we'll get into in a second after we're done baking and setting the face. I love to bake under the jawline like that, so just using a fluffier brush and creating that straight edge. And then I don't want to use a translucent or like a luminosity kind of powder right now for the rest of the face, so I'm going to bake the rest of the face with this one from Makeup Revolution. I am looking into Wet n Wild to see baking products from them, like powders, but I was just never interested. Wet n Wild is just kind of like a brand that I grab like a few items from. Let me know what you guys think about Wet n Wild though. Is that like a brand that you really love and you want to do like a full face from? I don't know. I feel like their eyeshadow palettes are bomb, you know, their foundations are bomb, and then I pretty much don't touch anything outside of that. Let me know what your favorite Wet n Wild product is. I would love to know. So this little contour palette, now I picked up this Essence palette a very long time ago. It's been sitting in my collection forever and I've never used it. So I thought, fuck it, let's try it. As you can see, slightly confused at the pigmentation. I'm like, is this coming off my brush or is this the color? Nope, it's the color. So in the pan, it looks very contour shade, very cool tone. On the skin, it's quite literally like a dark orange. So I was a little bit surprised by that. I was really hoping for more of a brown because our cream contour had to be so intense because, you know, the foundation I mixed was a bit pale. So interesting, but okay, it's gonna work with the look that we're going with. So just blending it until it looks 100%, like the consistency of it is beautiful. And then going in with the blush shade from that palette, love this. Highly pigmented. You have to be very, very careful if you're not going for an intense blush look. I would use a big fluffy brush. I'm going for like everything but the faux freckles kind of look. Like I want clown cheeks. Like I really want it nice and bright. It's gonna go beautifully with the whole look that I put together in my mind with like the wings and stuff. So using another favorite, which I forgot to mention with Wet n Wild, which is this highlighter. Love. Can't say enough about this highlighter. If you're gonna pick up one Wet n Wild product outside of their foundations, definitely get Precious Petals the highlighter because it was a cult classic like 5 years ago and it's still one of my favorites. Just highlighting the Cupid's bow and the nose, the cheeks. I'm taking this onto the eyelids because I'm doing a pretty much matte eye look. So I want to have all of the luminosity coming from underneath. And then this eyeshadow palette, oh my God, Rosé in the Air. Like look at how, I mean, it doesn't look that loved, but it is. I used the hell out of this palette when I first got it and I loved it so much. So I'm excited to give us an eye look from this. It's been way, way, way too long, but I was happy to dig it out of my collection. So just giving you a close-up of the base and how the skin is looking. I want to see how that foundation is setting in my fine lines now that it's been baked for a few minutes. I always like to kind of just feel how silky my skin is, not bad. It's a bit heavy for me, but I actually really enjoyed it. So I feel like my face is a little bit dry. I'm going to go in with a setting spray. This is actually a hydrating spray from SUKIN. I also have this one from Catrice, which is really good. And of course, the all-nighter setting spray from Urban Decay. Any of these would do the trick at this point, or any setting spray or hydrating mist that you really, really like. Like I said, I'm going to go in with the hydrating one. It is a little bit sticky, but it's mostly like essences and things like that. So just going in with my beauty blender and pressing that all in, making sure that there are no big droplets anywhere or that no water has caught on any of the powders. So this has pretty much locked everything in and then just brought just a little bit more moisture back to the skin. Fenty Gloss Bomb, what can I say? It's my favorite of all the lip glosses that I own. It's like the exact color of my lip as well, which is kind of nice. Okay, so that's skin, guys. Let's get into the eyes. It is time. We're going to step in with this neutral shade first and just give us a light contouring all over the eyes. I know that this brush is from BH Cosmetics, but I cannot remember what it is called. I got my brushes like quite a while ago now. Maybe I'll have to do like another brush haul soon. Maybe Christmas time. That would be fun. I bet you they'll have awesome brush sets, and I'll tag them for you guys. Going in with a smaller brush, I'm just going to take that contour shade under the eye and start creating the shapes that I'm going for before I step in with the actual colors that I want to use. So creating just a little bit of shape. I love doing this trick under the eye. It's so flattering. I think it's so pretty when all your mascara and stuff is on. I'm not even going to do lashes with this look today. Like, this isn't even a lashes look, but it's so bomb. And then using my highlighter brush, I always just whip away any fallout that's going on there. Taking that blending brush and just flicking this out towards the temples. I really want to kind of like drag this and blow it out so it gives like a nice lift to the eye. And then going in with this nice rusty orange shade. I love this color. I'm using it on a blending brush, but it's a flat blending brush, so it's kind of like a packing brush as well. Again, check out the brush sets from BH Cosmetics. The sets are so amazing, especially the smaller sets. Like, they really give you everything you need. The pigmentation in Wet n Wild shadows is phenomenal. Like, this is the first swipe with the shadow, and then I go in. Please ignore my super annoying boyfriend in the background who's laughing at a stupid video. But then I'm going to blend this out just a little bit into the crease. Again, it's nice to have that packing brush and that blending brush in one because it'll allow you to softly blend the color out while keeping that pigmentation. We are going to go in later on with the pigmentation again just to like kick it up a notch. And to bring it back after we've done so much blending. But I mean, even this look on its own as a day look is so stunning. Like, you don't even have to go farther than just the contour shade and a little bit of orange. We're gonna take it farther though. This rusty red shade reminds me so much of Sahara. Was it called Sahara? I don't remember. It was like the eyeshadow back in the day, and I want to say it was from MAC. Look, isn't it so sad our loyalty is like so fleeting? I don't even remember the name or the brand of the shadow I'm talking about now. Back to it though, a dark brown, like a chocolatey color, is perfect for contouring the outer corners at this stage and creating like that cat eye look without having to do an actual cat eye, which we're totally going to do today on this look. But this is so flattering. Again, if you're going with like a day look, like look at that. I think that's such a pretty angle and it just looks so nice. So just taking that original blending brush with our contour color and just going and making sure all the colors, the reds, the browns, the oranges are all blended together. There's not a lot of separation between them, so we don't need it to be so perfect. When you're working in the same family like this, it can be a little bit less blending and a little bit messier. I'm going to mix these two colors together now, the rusty red and the nice brown shade, and go under the eye and just create that contour and deepen that up a little bit until I'm satisfied with it. Just blending, adding, mixing, blending, adding. I love palettes like this for that. It's so much fun. It really is like painting, which I was never that good at, but that's fine because I quite enjoy doing makeup instead. Going back and forth from the packing brush and the blending brush to the under the eye brush and just kind of making sure everything is staying blended as we add the layers. And then going back to that original rusty orange shade, which is so gorgeous. Oh my god, even alone as an eyeshadow, it's so beautiful. Going back to that, just adding in the inner corner to like halfway down the lid and just blending it out again. It's a one and done kind of brush, so it's perfect for this. Love the way that's looking. I want to go into this nice light kind of bone colored shade and just carve out my brow a little bit because it's getting a little bit lost in the mix here as these shadows start to creep up, up, up. And then we're going to go and fill in the brow. I'm going to do a NYX brow today. I was so sad that I forgot at this moment that I was doing Essence and Wet n Wild because I totally have the full Essence brow, which I will show you guys in the next Essence video I do because I am going to do a full face of just Essence. I picked up the missing products that I had because I do think Essence is an amazing brand, and even though they don't have powders and stuff like that, like who the hell cares? Everybody has a translucent powder. We do not need Essence to have one for it to be an amazing brand. So I'm going to show you guys. I picked up some quads, or they're not quads, they're 6 little mini palettes they have and stuff for the back to school season. I'm so excited to show you guys those. So yeah, just going in with my classic NYX brow, the micro brow pencil in like espresso or something, and then the brow gel in same thing, like dark brown. Very simple, very easy to do. This is a new product to me, the Essence Super Precise Liquid Liner. I am happy to say that this is now my replacement for what used to be the NYC. Is anyone old enough to remember NYC? They're like $2 fucking liquid liners that lasted like 3 years. Well, I finally got rid of my last one and went back to NYX, which I was so depressed about because NYX to me is just, it's not my brand. I don't love it. It's not my favorite. And then when I saw Essence had this, I was like, giddy with joy. Look at that. Look at how pigmented that is and how fine that brush is. I love how long the handle that you actually hold is compared to like the bottle being the small part. All around, I think this liquid liner fucking kills it. I really do. The brush is like half as fine as any other brush I've ever used, so that's impressive to me. It makes it very, very easy to get literally the finest eyeliner line I've ever made in my life. So just building slowly. I don't know, you guys have probably seen me do a wing a million times. If you're new, hi, welcome. This is how I build my wings. Everybody's eye shapes, are different, so build your wings slowly from where you're comfortable. As you can see on one eye, I started in a totally different place than I do on the other eye, and then just make sure they go together. I'm going to add a little inner corner, just a little spiky with the cat eye, fox eye thing. And then going in with the mascara I've used since forever, Maybelline Lash Sensational in Black is Black, non-waterproof, the ultimate in my opinion, but everybody has their ride or die. I totally forgot that I do have the Essence, what is it called? Princess something. Like I said, I'm doing another full face Essence, and this is actually the Essence brow pencil right now as well, just in case you wanted a little sneak preview. But I actually do have an Essence mascara that I have to dig back out because Bailey Sarian said it was her favorite, and I'm like, shut the fuck up, really? Because I tried that years ago and I hated it. So I'm wondering if I just caught it on a bad day or if I'm going to hate it and somebody else is going to love it. You never know. You really never know. I really did like that brow pencil though, the Essence one. It's nice and waxy and I quite enjoyed that. I can't remember the name of this lip liner, but I will have everything linked for you guys down below in the description bar. They are Canadian links. Please keep that in mind. I am Canadian. I give my people Canadian links. So this one, the color will be linked down below, but I really like it because it's pretty much the color of my lips. So even though I'm going in with a red lip today, I don't want to do red lip liner. I really wanted to do a nude just to keep what is this pretty much dries down to a matte, but it starts out and stays wet for a very long time. So you get that whole shiny effect. Like if you're taking pictures or anything like that, it takes quite a while to dry down. It's not as drying because of that, but it is kind of annoying. So I do put that nude lip liner on first when I'm using these. I have quite a few of them now. At this point, for the matte ones, I think I have 2 or 3, like a brown one and a tan one. And then because the color of this one isn't exactly what I was going for, like I wanted something more orangey red, I'm just using that same eyeshadow and matting out the lips and drying them down with that first, making sure to wipe off my fingers in between to keep my palettes nice and clean and all that stuff. But I actually really love this trick. It's like an OG kind of trick, but it worked perfectly for this because it gave me the exact tone of red I was looking for. And then I'm barely going to highlight in the inner corners, just using the highlighter from this the palette. I'm going to put a ton of this on the Cupid's bow though, and then slowly blend it in with the lip as I clean up the edges, taking that same brush that we used to carve out the brow and that bone colored shade. And say voila, that's the whole look. Isn't this so stunning? I love these tones. I've tried and have a bunch of Wet n Wild eyeshadow palettes. I'm so excited to try the Essence eyeshadow palettes. Just wait until you see the fucking colors that they came out with. I'm literally gonna do a subculture, yes, subculture eyeshadow look with an Essence palette. If you're here for it, if you're down for it, if you love all the makeup and the good stuff, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the video. You can follow me over on Instagram, where I do all kinds of reels and pictures and posts and talk products as well. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something and enjoyed this one. I will see you on my next video.